Hi everyone and welcome to the Learning Ladder. Today I'm sharing with you my curriculum picks for the 2022-2023 homeschool year. My daughter is 9 and will be going into 5th grade. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is maths, and for the maths we are doing Saxon Math 6.5. So we've got the textbook here, we have got the tests and worksheet, and then the solutions manual. Moving on to language arts, so for grammar we are doing Fix It Grammar, so we've got the teacher's manual here and the student. This is the Town Mouse and Country Mouse, a new edition, and then I also got the Fix It Grammar cards to go with. For writing I decided to go with IEW's Fables, Myths and Fairy Tales, so this is the teacher manual and the student book. If you'd like a flip through of anything, just let me know in the comments below. For spelling, I decided to go with Spelling You See Level E. So this is the two student books, and the teacher handbook, and then the erasable coloured pencils. We have used Spelling You See in the past and really liked it, so I think this will be a good pick this year. For vocabulary, using my vocabulary book, All the Words, it's available on Amazon if you're interested, and we will use this with Storyteller's Word a Day Volume 2. We've used this year, the Volume 1, we really liked it. So basically with All the Words, you have a place to write the word, you have to define it, tell a joke with it. My daughter really likes telling jokes. Use it in a sentence, draw it, Greek or Latin root, another word I could use, and then if you want you can make up a poem or a riddle about it. So that's what All the Words looks like. And then, as I said, we used this year, the volume 1, we really loved it. So you have a really funny picture, information about the word, and then on the back it'll tell you word pairs, synonyms, what it means, where it's rooted from, tell a story with it. It's really good. I really like this book. And then she'll also use All the Words as well with anything that we come across organically and naturally, vocabulary that she's learning that's new, and she can pop that in there too. Okay, for handwriting, I've got a few things. This is actually our Handwriting Without Tears book from this year. We haven't received the new one yet. It's on its way. It's coming from the US, and it's the I Can Do cursive for Handwriting Without Tears. So that's our main handwriting, but I did have 2 other extras just to make it fun and mix it up, so obviously it's not boring. There's the classic children's literature, so it's got the excerpt and then the cursive. And then this one is jokes and riddles, which again will be really fun too. Okay, for some reading comprehension, we've got the reading skills from Harcourt. We've used this before and we really like it. So it gives you a piece of writing, generally the non-fiction, and then questions to answer. And then it also has some little writing activities in. It's really short, really quick. Great if you have to do any kind of time tests or anything like that, practice for. But we really like it, and she really learns new things and enjoys it. So that's reading skills from Harcourt, Family Learning. And we've had these previously, and it's just a fun activity. Daily word ladders gets your brain thinking, so you're giving a word at the bottom, then clues, you have to change it to get to the top of the ladder. It helps with spelling, vocabulary, and it's just a little fun brain game really, so we really like those. For poetry this year, this is our main text. It's a poem for every night of the year. We had a poem book which was animal themed this year, which we read in our morning basket for 4th grade, and this year I thought it'd be fun to mix it up and do it in our nighttime bedtime basket. So it's got the day and the poem for that particular day, so I'm really excited about that one. Looks really good. I always have an Osborne book that I add each year, some kind of notebook or journal activity. This one is their newer one that I found, which is Write Your Own Story word book. These are fantastic. We absolutely love these. We've had them pretty much every year, and what I tend to do is photocopy them so then we can use them again, because I do think you get more out of it as you get older. So I might do that, or I might have a write in it this year, I don't know, but it's got lots of different word activities that will help them when they're writing, and it looks really fun. It's presented so creatively, it's just so inviting and to give it a go, and we really enjoy these books. Another little fun activity, this is Doodling for Cat People, 50 inspiring doodle prompts and creative activities or exercises for cat lovers. So it's art, but you can obviously make stories up with them as well. So I popped it into our language arts section because it's just a brain break from other work, and it's really fun. She really likes doodling and art, and there is a dog one too. Okay, this is another one of my products, the Reading Detective. So this is going to be her reading log. So she has a spot here for 16 books. We'll probably end up using this over 2 years. So basically she'll write the title, author, pages and rate it. Not that she won't read 16 books in a year, I'm sure she will. It's just that we probably won't do this intense activity for every single book. I'm going to leave it very much up to her which ones inspire her, that she wants to investigate and dive into further. I might assign her a couple, but for the majority of them I want her to pick, because I think that'll work out better in terms of inspiring her and make it more enjoyable. So you have a spot to draw your book cover, a page to write about your story, some notes for you to write as you're reading, and then there are different exercises. So what happened in this chapter, a little space if you want to do a comic strip, draw something you remember or learnt from the book, another little page there to do some notebooking with, what happened in the chapter, writing about an event that happens, what have you learnt, design a product to use or assist in the book, map the plot, do a research page about a character or the author, write a book summary, you liked it, you loved it, or you didn't like it, draw the ending, draw a character or location, little newspaper article, a vocabulary page to do a vocabulary word that you learned from the story, a glossary of any new words that you learned, and then you start again with the new book. And there are different activities, it's not the same throughout. So yes, I'm really looking forward to using this one with her this year. And what I'll probably do is assign a couple of books for her to use this with, but mainly leave it up to her, because then she'll really enjoy it, because it's, you know, books that she's picked and she's getting to notebook through them. So this is a little roller story one as well. So yes, that's the Reading Detective. This is another one of my products. It's called My Story Collection. Basically it's just blank with templates in for them to write their own stories. There are fiction and non-fiction templates in here. There is a spot to illustrate their front cover of their story. This is a non-fiction template, so a table of contents, pages for them to write, a glossary of new words from the book, and then the back cover. And then the fiction templates are the space in the draw their cover, lots of pages for them to write, and then a spot for them to draw the back cover. And it's just a great way to keep all their stories that they write in one place. And my daughter really enjoys looking back on all the old stories that she's written, and it'll be a great memory keeper for me as well, for me to look back on all the different things that she's written over the years. So yes, that is My Story Collection. There are two different covers. This is obviously more feminine. There is a more neutral or male appealing cover, and it's available in paperback and hardback as well. So I'm actually going to get, because she likes writing stories, so we'll probably end up getting two this year. So I'll get the hardcover in the other cover version, so we'll end up having the paperback and the hardcover at the end of the year. And it's just so nice to look back on as a great keepsake of all the stories she's written. I always get her a new comic book. This is actually the one she currently has, because she's not quite finished it yet. I think this is the third or the fourth comic book that we've gone through this year. She loves them. Again, this is my product. It's available on Amazon. Basically, it just has lots of blank templates for them to write their own comics in. So I'll get her a fresh one for 5th grade, because she goes through them. She absolutely loves illustrating and writing her own little comic stories. And then finally, a notebook that she can use for anything she'd like, free writes, journaling, whatever. I do have various cover options in this one. So this is the composition style, so spot to draw, write, and then a comic little section for them to do a little comic strip on. As I said, I made this with my daughter in mind, because I know she loves comic books and story panels and things, and it's just a different way to present their journaling, stories, little notebooks, whatever it is that they want to do. And I also do have a college ruled style too, so I'll be adding one of those for her for 5th grade too. She hasn't decided which cover she wants yet, so I'll order that one. She lets me know, so she'll have a couple of them for the new school year too. Literature this year, we are doing History of the Horse from Beautiful Feet Books. It is obviously covers literature, it also covers science, it's got some art in there as well. So these were the books that were required. So Draw 50 Horses, we have the Smithsonian Handbook of Horses, that's for all your anatomy study. We have got the Album of Horses, this is just absolutely stunning book. We have got the White Stallion, we have got Justin Morgan Had a Horse, The King of the Wind, Misty, Brighty of the Grand Canyon, Mustang, Wild Spirit of the West. We have got the Black Stallion, Black Beauty, and then you also have these playing cards for horses of the world too, for all the different breeds. So this is for literature. It also covers a bit of science, geography, and art too. This all rounder. It won't be the only thing we read, and I will share some read aloud in future videos, but this is, I guess you could say, our literature assigned for school. Okay, now moving on to history. So for history, we're using my journal Through Time. Again, this is another product that I have that's available from Amazon. This year we did the Stone, Bronze and Iron Age, Ancient Egypt, Ancient Greece and Ancient Rome. And this year we will be finishing up the rest of the book. So we've got Anglo-Saxons and Vikings. They're one unit together. We have the Tudors, we have Shakespeare, the Victorians, World War One and World War Two, and the Explore books are absolutely fantastic. It's what I used to be the main resource. So you'll go through your journal pages using the Explore books as a guide. I just love these resources. There was always a little activity in there as well, so they're fantastic. And then I also have set texts that we use throughout, which are the Knowledge Encyclopedia of History, DK A Street Through Time, DK A Child Through Time, What Happened When in the World, Timelines of Everything, and then where applicable the History of Britain and Ireland, and then the Ladybird British History. New for this year, I got DK On This Day, A History of the World in 366 Days. I thought this would be a great thing to have in our morning basket. So basically it'll give you the date, and then throughout that day different points in history what happened. So I thought that would be a great addition to have this year. And then some of the resources to go along with our history, we have got these memorabilia. So we've got all these different things in here. So ration book and all kinds of stuff for the wartime period. So that's where you get newspapers. So basically source text and sources, catalogues and things from that time. Well, obviously duplicates, but so it gives them an idea of what it was like, propaganda posters and things. And then some additional reading material for those time periods we're going to be doing. So we've got the Anglo-Saxons and Vikings from Osborne. We've got Ladybird History, First World War. We've got the National Geographic World War II, Kids Who Survived and Tell Their Stories. We've got the DK Find Out for World War II. History of the World in 100 stickers. So we'll do the pages that we haven't got up to yet in history. This Victorian House picture book. Another little primary history of the Victorians from Collins. We've got a World War sticker book from Osborne and a Viking settlement activity. And then some read alouds for this time period. We have The Railway Children, we have Winnie's Great War, The Victory Dogs, I Was There, Step Back into Victorian England from a royal nursemaid's perspective, The Black Death from Osborne, who was Queen Victoria, Winston Churchill, Adolf Hitler, and I Was There, Step Back into the trenches of the First World War. And then obviously we'll look at the library for anything else that we'd like to read from that time period. Geography for our curriculum time, we'll be doing Collins Primary Geography Book 5. This is Change. These are case study approach to geography style. So we've got different topics and different countries that we explore for each year. This year it'll be Wales, Greece, North America and Africa. And the topics are, as you can see, seas and oceans, wearing away the land, seasons, cities, jobs and pollution. Okay, and then for our unit study style geography, we have got Wild Explorers, a travel journal. This is produced quarterly at the moment, so I currently have volume 1 and volume 2, and then the volume 3 I think comes out in September. And as the name suggests, we go around visiting different countries. It covers all about the countries, maps, it covers nature study, it covers animals from that time, it covers culture, art, you name it, it's got everything. And it also comes with a little passport that they can make, and then 2 games. Probably, I'm guessing, might be some more games in future editions. So the games in volume 1 are a Zoom Manager game, and the game in volume 2 is a forest habitat game, which I'm so excited about. So for volume 1, we visit the UK, we visit Vietnam, we visit Tanzania. You receive 7 letters from Writings from the Wild, if you've ever seen her amazing products. One of them for the red squirrel. I just love Writings from the Wild stuff. It's amazing. We also visit Canada, South America. It has a country study worksheet pack with it. There was a postcard series, and we visit Australia. We also visit the Nordic countries and Antarctica in volume 1. And then in volume 2, which I haven't printed yet, it's Greece, Madagascar, Endurance, relevant with what they've just found with regards to Shackleton. There's a story, an actual story, nature story that they wrote, a fable I think it is, for the actual volume 2. From Writings from the Wild, you get the ocean letters. We visit Japan, Egypt. There's another art study in there. We go to Russia and we talk about the Fabergé egg. There's a unit on the forests of Northern Europe, and it's got a game. There's Chile, and then there are various different maps, a map of the world, a climate map, a tectonic map. As you can see, it's just stunning. So I'm super excited to do the Wild Explorers this year. I've just put a few books that we all use to go along with it. They're not suggested in here or anything like that, although there are suggested books, but I'll get those at the time when we're doing each unit. It is a unit study style, I in my opinion, because obviously you can go in depth into each place that you, region that you're visiting, and go into it in depth as much as you like. But 3 of the books that I thought would go really well, so we've got the Amazing World Atlas, the travel book, and then What's Where on Earth Animal Atlas. Okay, now moving on to science. So for science, we are doing Harcourt Science grade 5. I found this on eBay and it's a fabulous resource. So it's your text with all your different information on there, real life pictures, and then it also has activities that you should do and questions you should answer and experiments that you should do. Pretty much most chapters have an experiment that goes with, but it's just the text. I couldn't find any kind of workbook to go with it, so I decided to use their ideas and create workbooks to go with it. So for example, I just took their idea about what experiments to do and then used, you know, some of their questions and made worksheets to go along with. I also put in video links and vocabulary, so they always mention vocabulary words, so I put those in. I also added my own video links to go with each appropriate chapter, or you know, an activity that I thought would go along well with it. I also put some of my own ideas as well as different projects that we could do in these, so I've split them into different types of science, hence why there's 3. It's just easier to find that way. But yes, that's what we're doing as our main, I guess you could say, curriculum science for 5th grade. I've selected some resources for us to read. So we've got the Osborne Science Encyclopedia, and I put the appropriate pages that we need to cover into my own little teacher guide that I made to go along with it. The Knowledge Encyclopedia of Animals, the Knowledge Encyclopedia of the Human Body, the Knowledge Encyclopedia of Science. This is one of the books that will go well with the genetics unit. I've also put aside Animalium amongst lots of other science books that we've got on our shelves that go along with. To go along with our science experiments, I did get a few new products. So the first thing I got is a new microscope. We've had the Learning Resources one for several years, but I wanted to upgrade this year. So I got the Discovery Adventures one. It's HD, and I really like that you can attach your phone to it so you can take pictures of things that you found. So that's a really good one that I'm happy with. And I also got her a new pack of slides. So this has got cell, plant, insect, animal, bacterium and human tissue. It has a list here for all the different samples, and then all the slides are on the other side. I also got her a pack of blank slides and slips so she can make her own samples, and it came with 2 pipettes as well, so she can make her own microscope slides too. Again, for different experiments that we're doing, I got her a fossil collection with a little book guide, a rock signs kit, and this rock collection with the big poster. I also got her a weather station, which again is for one of the activities, and then I got her the Owl Pellet Mystery Science Lab kit. I also have the Wonders of Learning Biology kit, STEM kit, that I thought would go really well. It's got an animal and plant cell kit in there too, and then also the electricity one. And then I found this resource at Costco, the Wonders of Learning puzzle book and stickers. So it's got all the different, it's got a poster over here, and then it's got all the different topics in science. It has lots of hands-on activities that you can do, so it's got all the information for you to read, stickers for you to attach. So for example, this one is about mitosis, a little crossword, more stickers, a little word search, some questions for them to answer. And I just thought this would be a nice addition to have to go along with our topics this year. And all the stickers are in the back. Because Harcourt is more of a textbook style, I did want to add something else to it this year. I wanted to pick something that could be child-led and things that she could focus on, that she was really interested in learning more about, and also if we could get any other cross-curricular activities in there as well, I thought that would be great. So what I decided on in the end is 2 things. So the first thing is a habitat study on a forest, because we really love going to the forest with our dogs, and we've done forest classes and she's really enjoyed learning everything about the forest. So I thought it'd be great to focus on that particularly this year. So I got her the Nature Study Handbook 12 Months in the Forest from Thinking Tree Journal. And we also have the forest game that came with our Wild Explorers videography, so I thought they would go really nicely together. And then the other thing that I wanted to pick, which is completely child-led, is nature journaling. So what I've had this book, Handbook of Nature Study, for several years, and it's not something you read to your child, don't worry, don't be intimidated by it, it's something you read yourself. So there are so many different topics in here, so I can go off her interests, what she's interested in, find the relevant topic in here, and go through, read it all about it myself. It gives you ideas of how to help them, how to help them learn about that topic, how to interest them, how, what sort of things to focus on. It also gives you some questions that you can ask them as well while they're doing their study. So I really like that book. Laura is someone who I follow on YouTube, and he has a whole selection of books all about nature journaling. I thought that would be absolutely perfect, because then she can really hone in on things that she's interested in, and also it's cross-curricular with art as well, which I really liked. So I got the Laws Guide to Nature Journaling and Nature Drawing and Journaling, and it gives you so many amazing tips of how to actually draw, but also how to study as well, how to perform a nature study, what to do, and just it's such an amazing resource. So I got her the actual guide, but then I also picked two topics. So I got the drawing and sketching for animals, and I also got the birds one, and then she can pick out of what she's interested in, and it can be really child-led and interest-led. And then I got the little sketchbook to go with. And it's also cross-curricular with art, which is what I really liked, because one of the things we want to do for art, which I'll talk about in a minute, is sketching. So I thought these would be great resources to go along with that too. Okay, now for art, we are focusing on two skills. We are focusing on sketching and watercolour. So I got Watercolour with Me in the Forest. Obviously, I thought that would go really well with our Forest Habitat Unit for Science. And this is a gorgeous book. So you've got the watercolour on the left, and then the instructions and the colours to use on the right. I actually want to get one for myself because I really like that. I think she'll love it. And then I also got Watercolour in Nature, Paint Woodland, Wildlife and Botanicals with 20 beginner-friendly projects. And again, this is a fantastic resource, and it will go so well with our science as well as art. For sketching, we will be using the Laws Guide to Nature Drawing and Journaling and the Drawing and Sketching Animals and Birds book. That'll be a fantastic resource. And then I also have the Dogs and Puppies, Faces and Animals from Osborne. And this is an Evermore guide, how to teach art to children. I've had this for several years, and we'll pick up a few bits and bobs throughout for any techniques that we need that will help. But I really want to focus on the two skills of sketching and watercolour. But we do have this, and it also does have some world famous artists in here that you can show them the different paintings of and everything else. And we also have Osborne art cards, which we've had for several years, which we really like to look at periodically too. And then I got the Year of Nature Craft and Play. I thought again this would be great to go along with. So there's lots of different things in here that you can do. So there are 52 as it says, and it's seasonally. So there's lots of different art and nature activities in that one that will go really nicely with the art this year too. I got her a new mixed media sketchbook from Ohuhu or Ohu, I don't even know how you say it. And then I also got her a new pack of watercolour. So this is the case, and you get all the little watercolour kit swatches in here and some paper, and then you get your brush and all the bits and bobs that you need. And then the artist pencil set. We've had this previously, and it's just such a great collection. So you've got watercolour pencils, sketching pencils, colour pencils, different colours, metallic, charcoal pencils. It's a great box. We really like that one. For French this year, we are continuing using McGraw-Hill French for Children, and we also have a couple of online apps that we really like. So she really likes Dinolingo. And then we have some Osborne DVDs, and we also use YouTube a lot as well, so we can hear native speakers. Okay, so for computers this year, we are using Help Your Kids with Computer Science from DK and Computer Coding for Kids. It's got all kinds of information in here that are really helpful. So here is the table of contents to see what's inside. So all goes through so many different topics, so programming languages, networks, digital issues, future of computers, social media, hardware, software, everything you could possibly think of in there. And then this is the computer coding version. And here's our table of contents with this one. She's really a fay with Scratch, but we will be working more on the Python chapters this year. I also go through each year teaching her different applications. So, you know, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and we'll just continue to grow with that this year, just using my own stuff that I teach her, my own lesson plans. For music this year, we are doing Easy Peasy Online, which covers all about the orchestra and lots of musical history and everything else. And then I've got 2 books that we'll use to go along with. We have The Story of the Orchestra, which has the disc with it, and then we have Wide-Eyed, I love their books, The School of Music, which is a fantastic book too. For critical thinking, we will do The Skill Sharpener Evermore, grade 5. We've used these books in the past and we really like them. For baking this year, I'm making her our little cookbook, so my family recipes, as in things that we like as a family to eat, so she can learn to make all the recipes she likes to eat herself. So I thought that would be really good, but I'll also add in the Children's World Cookbook to go along with our Wild Explorers Journal, to pick some recipes from different countries we visit, and also there are recipes within that curriculum too that we can make. We do have Chef Academy from Osborne. We used the Veterinary Academy this year and we really liked it, so we have the chef one for 5th grade, and then I also have the 100 Things to Know About Food from Osborne. And then lastly, our handicraft this year is going to be sewing. We have this fantastic sewing curriculum that I was gifted a couple of years ago, everything that happened in the world. We never got around to doing it because we hadn't got our sewing machine or anything like that. I wanted to wait till all the shops were open so we could pick our own fabric and make it a fun experience. So I've held on to it, but this is the year I'm so excited. So I got a Singer sewing machine for her. We have the guide, the curriculum for us to do. I also got her this little Singer pack with all her sewing equipment and essentials in there, tape measure, there's all kinds of stuff in there in this little handy carry case, and we're going to have so much fun picking out our fabric and doing little projects this year for sewing. So that's everything for our 5th grade year. If you've got any questions, leave them below, and if you'd like me to do a flip through of anything, then definitely let me know in the comments below as well. I'll try and link everything that I can, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye for now.